historical event in the life of a person. So you have to give that much importance, due respect to grandmothers. Do you give? So I think we are in page number 5. So we have seen that the Western music had some lewd affections. So when you participate, when you create more interest on this, what kind of dance, Anish? One type of dance?
Pop.
Pop music and all these things. You have to remember the command of grandmother. Our grandmother didn't like that kind of songs. Remember it. You see, but her silence meant disapproval. Her silence meant disagreement. Her silence meant her absence of consent. She did not agree. Her silence meant her disagreement. Sandra? All right? What? Why are you so silent today? Okay. She rarely talked to me after that. When grandmother understood that he is learning music, Western music, grandmother did not try to talk with him. Then, when I went up to university, I was given a room of my own. Underline, university. Underline, a room of my own. You see here, Yashwant Singh got the room when he went to university. But here, when you were in class 10, I allotted a room for you, separate room for you, for your studies. So here, I was given a room of my own. The common link of friendship was snapped. The common link of friendship was snapped. My link, my friendship with my grandmother was cut off. Snap, cut off. My grandmother accepted her seclusion with resignation. You see the meaning. My grandmother accepted her seclusion, accepted her loneliness, accepted her aloofness, accepted being alone with resignation, with silence. She accepted, it is my fate that I should be like that. She accepted. She rarely left her spinning wheel to talk to anyone. She very seldom left her spinning wheel, Gandhi's chakra, spinning wheel. So always she was spending her time with this spinning wheel, because she was alone. She didn't have any work. She didn't have any friends. There was nobody to talk. So she spent her time by rotating this spinning wheel. You see, she rarely left her spinning wheel to talk to anyone. From sunrise to sunset, the whole day. From sunrise to sunset, she sat by her wheel, spinning and reciting her prayers. She was spinning the wheel, at the same time she was saying the prayers. Only in the afternoon she relaxed for a while. So from morning till evening she was spinning. In between she relaxed for a while. Underline, you have to double underline for a while, because here grandmother takes rest for a while. What about us? We spend with our books for a while and we take rest for a long hours. Am I right, Rahul? We spend our time for a while, Sayujya, for a while, little time with the books. Our work is to read the books. You see, you understand creatively. You see, the work of grandmother is to spinning the wheel. Clear now? The work of the student is Sayujya. What is the work of the student? Study the lessons. Clear? Study the lessons. Am I right? Okay. Here, grandmother spends her whole time from morning till evening spinning her wheel, spinning the wheel, doing her work. In between, for a while, to inhale and exhale, to have some food, she took rest. What about us? Our work is to read the book and understand and do the homeworks. And we have to do from morning till evening. What we do? We take rest from morning till evening, holidays. Tomorrow we will see what you will do. Tomorrow holiday because of the Belipirina. So, what you will do? First thing you are going to tell your mummy, Sayujya, Mummy, today it is a holiday, I will wake up at 10 o'clock only. For you, holidays are for sleeping and watching TV. Why do we give holidays? Sandra, why do we give holidays? On other days we are teaching you, isn't it? Abhilash, Monday to Saturday we are teaching you. Sunday we give you a study leave so that you can revise what all things we have taught you from Monday to Saturday. Isn't it? That is the meaning of Sunday holiday. Tomorrow is a holiday. So you have to revise what is taught on Pranav, Monday and Tuesday. And what you are going to do, already you have planned. 21st is a holiday. So I will watch, there will be special movies. On festival days, there will be special movies. Jordan Aadu Gori, that kind of movies will be there. Aad Jordan and all these things are there, isn't it? Number 1 will be there, 2 will be there, all these kind of movies. You have already planned a morning show, a noon show, an evening show. You, according to you, holidays are the days to close the books. Close the books. But here grandmother says she takes a little time for a while to take rest from her work. Only in the afternoon she relaxed for a while to feed the sparrows. Underline. Now she was not giving the stale chapati to the dogs, but because in the street there are no, in the city there are no dogs. So she changed her habit to feed the sparrows. While she sat in the veranda, breaking the bread into small bits. Hundreds of little birds, hundreds of sparrows collected round her, sit around her. Here collected means sat around her, creating a veritable bedlam of chirrupings. You see? A veritable bedlam of chirrupings. What does it mean? You see, a small baby is at home. A small baby is at home. Mama is sitting there. And the baby of 1 year or a 2-year-old baby is climbing upon the back of the mother and pulling the hair, pulling the nose, pulling the ears, pulling the dress. It is a disturbance for the mother. What the mummy will say, hey, 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 isn't it? It is a disturbance. But it is not a disturbance. Mummy enjoys that disturbance. And if that child doesn't do anything, mummy will say, what happened to the child? Clear now. The distraction that is made by the loved ones will be a matter of joy. Clear now? The distraction, Anish creates a lot of distraction at home. But mummy thinks, once upon a time I come here in Kerala and let him make. So she may think it as what? A veritable bedlam of chirrupings. Clear now? So here, when the grandmother see, some came and perched on her legs, others on her shoulders, some even sat on her head. It was a distraction, but she enjoyed. She smiled, but never shooed them away. Shooed them away, never sent them away. Shoo away, sent away. It used to, underline, used to be the happiest half hour of the day for her. So, doing the spinning is a monotonous work. Spinning is a routine work for her. In between, she spends half an hour with the sparrows that gave her the great happiness in her life. Akshay, please come up on the stage. So, it used to be the happiest half hour of the day for her. When I decided to go abroad, underline, to go abroad. So this is the fourth stage. First one, to the temple. Second one, to the city school, English school. Third one, to the university. Fourth one, to abroad. Fourth stage. When I decided to go abroad for further studies, many of you may go. So further studies, I was sure my grandmother would be upset. You see, when Khushwant Singh decided to go abroad for his higher studies, Khushwant Singh thought my grandmother would be upset with this news. I would be away for 5 years. I would be away for 5 years abroad. And at her age, one could never tell. Because Khushwant Singh, the grandson, thinks now that my relationship with the grandmother is so close, cannot be separated, inseparable. And if I tell her that he was going abroad for 5 years, it would be a great shock to grandmother. So grandmother is old. In such an age, one should not tell her about this. But my grandmother could. She was not even sentimental. But grandmother knew that I was going abroad for 5 years. Contrary to my expectation, contrary to my thinking, my grandmother was not sentimental. She did not have any kind of feelings. She was normal. Let the child go, no problem. She came to leave me at the railway station, underline. She accompanied the grandson to the railway station to say goodbye. Nestle, are you there? Are you there? Nestle. So, she came to leave me at the railway station, but did not talk or show any emotion. So, she came to the railway station, but she did not speak anything. Her lips moved in prayer. Underline. Always you see her lips moved in prayer. Her fingers were busy telling the beads of her rosary. So, number one, she came to leave me. Number one. Number two, did not talk or show any emotion. Number two. Number three, her mind was lost in prayer. She was in prayer. Then next number, she was busy in telling the rosary. Next number, silently She kissed my forehead. And when I left, I cherished the moist imprint as perhaps the last sign of physical contact between us. Very important sentence. Underline that sentence. So, when grandmother came to the railway station to say goodbye to him, grandmother did not express any kind of emotion. Instead, on the contrary, she was keeping a prayerful mood, saying her rosary. At the time of departure, you see, at the time of departure, grandmother came to the grandson and kissed on his forehead. That was the blessing. Kissed on his forehead. And the grandson says, it was the moist imprint, underline, double underline, moist imprint. What does it mean? The moist saivijya. What does it mean? The moist imprint. Ever fresh feeling. Ever fresh feeling. Grandmother kissed a second, but it was a alive kiss. 24 hours there. All the moments of his life, every moment of his life, he was remembering, he was feeling the kiss, the moist imprint. When grandmother kissed him, the wet lips of the grandmother touched his dry skin. There was an imprint of the wet lips. That was an experience. That was an experience. The grandson says, in his lifetime, whole life, he was remembering, he was experiencing the touch on his forehead. And he says, it would be, it might be, it would be the last physical touch between grandson and grandmother. Because he is going abroad. He is going abroad. Moist imprint as perhaps the last sign of physical contact between us. Grandmother was old, so when he goes, he thinks that after 5 years when I come back, it is not sure that I may see my grandmother alive. That is why it is told it was the last touch. But that was not so. It was not the last one. That means when he returned, she was alive. After 5 years, I came back home. Underline. After 5 years, I came back home and was met by her at the station. When he returned, grandmother came to the station to receive him. She did not look a day older. Underline. She did not look a day older. My grandmother, as your grandmother, was an old lady. She was pretty smart for last 20 years. She was wrinkled for last 20 years. She was saturated in her growth. Even after 5 years, when I met her again, I could see the same grandmother. I could see the same grandmother. There was not a single change in her. There was not a single change in her. So, she did not look a day older. She still had no time for words. She was not busy with talking. She was not busy. And while she clasped me means hold me. When she held me in her arms, clasped, held me in her arms, I could hear her reciting her prayers. As I came out of the train, she came to me and she embraced me. Another word, clasped me, embraced me, E-M-B-R-A-C-E-D, embraced me. While she embraced me, I could hear she was praying. She was reciting prayers. Even on the first day of my arrival, her happiest moments were with her sparrows, whom she fed longer and with frivolous rebukes, unimportant rebukes, meaningless rebukes, simple rebukes. You see, suppose, Abhilash, suppose you have gone abroad. You have gone, after plus 2, you have gone to Canada for your MBA. Suppose, I think, Abhilash has gone to Canada for MBA. 5 years, MBA. And you are coming back only after 5 years. So at home, father, mother, grandmother is there. And there are some pet birds are there at home. And grandmother was looking after those birds. So you have very great company with your grandmother when you were here. So when you come back from Canada, while boarding in the flight, you may be thinking that when I reach there in the aerodrome, grandmother would be coming and she would be embracing me and the whole day she would sit with me. Natural, isn't it? Abhilash was dreaming like that. My grandmother was old as your grandmother, but she was pretty, lovable. And when I land, my grandmother would be the first person to run to me. And she would embrace me. And when we reach home, grandmother would be sitting with me and asking, who was there? How did you do there? How was the studies? What did you eat? Everything is okay. She would be talking to me the whole day. Suppose you came back, grandmother came to the aerodrome, and when we reached home, grandmother did not come to Abhilash. Grandmother went to her pet birds and she was spending the whole day with the birds. What would be your feeling? Grandmother did not mind you. She gave her whole attention to the birds. The same thing happened here. The grandson thought he would be attended by grandmother. But what happened? You see, even on the first day of my return, that arrival can be the best word is return, she spent her happy moments with her sparrows, My grandmother considered sparrows better than me, whom she fed longer time with frivolous rebukes, simple scolding, meaningless scoldings. In the evening, that evening has a literary meaning. In the evening of the life of grandmother's life, you see, in the evening of grandmother's life, what is the evening of one's life? The evening of one's life. What is the evening of one's life, Krishnagandhi?
Near to death.
Near to death, end of the day, end of life. That meaning is here. In the evening, a change came over her. Something happened. She did not pray, underline. She did not pray. It is very important. It should not happen in her life. But she did not pray. She collected the women of the neighborhood, got an old drum and started to sing bhajan. On that day, she called all the ladies from the neighborhood and made them sit at home, and she was singing songs with the help of a drum. She was conducting a bhajan song with her neighbors. For several hours, she thumped the sagging skins of the dilapidated drum. You see, the old drum which has a rough skin, and she was thumping on that skin. She is old. If she thumps the whole day, she would be tired. But the whole day she was singing the song and thumping the drum on the dilapidated drum, old drum, and sang of the homecoming of warriors. Underline. Homecoming of warriors. It has a literary meaning. What do you mean by that? It is a symbolic word. Homecoming of warriors, symbolic word. What does it mean? Kevin, can you tell me? Homecoming of warriors. What is the literary meaning behind that?
Just like in olden times and all, when the warriors used to come back home after the fight, the wars and all.
Even now also after the war, the soldiers will come back home. During the war, they won't get leave. After the war, they will get the leave and they will come back home. Not only olden times, now also. But what is the symbolic meaning behind this? Can anyone say?
The return of a grandson.
The
return of a grandson.
Threaten.
The return.
The return of grandson. No. Homecoming of warriors. Can anyone say? Hey, try. Let there be mistake, no problem. It has a symbolic meaning. You see, when holy people die, holy people, not we people, holy people die, it is believed that angels would come from heaven and they would take their soul to the heaven. That means holy people will go to heaven, not we people. We are crooked people. Holy people will be taken to heaven. So, such holy people see the dream, or see in their last moments of their life, see a dream, or in their spiritual dream, in their ecstasy, they will see the angels are coming from heaven to take them victorious, because the man is sent to the world to wage a war against the world. Understand? This is the religious background of that term. Man is sent to the world to wage a war against the world, against the evil. If you are successful, you will be taken to heaven. If you are successful in this wage, in this war, soldiers from heaven will come and carry you victorious to the heaven. Grandmother was a brave soldier in this world. She was 100% pious, religious. She waged her war victoriously. She waged her war vigorously. She waged her war courageously, and she won the war, won the battle. Hence, she has to go to heaven. This is the meaning, warriors returning home. The victory. So, here, grandmother sees the dream that sang of homecoming warriors. That shows grandmother understood the moment that she was going to die. Holy people know when shall they die. They would say, tomorrow morning I will not see. By today I will end my life. Holy people will say, not we people. So, sang of the homecoming warriors, we had to persuade her to stop, to avoid overstraining. We have to tell her again and again to stop that songs. That was the first time since I had known her that she did not pray. Underline. That was the first day that I had seen that she did not pray. She was singing songs with the neighborhood people. So, she has sung the various coming song. She was making the bhajan, and let us see what is the innermost meaning of these things that we will see in the next class. Okay, thank you.